Some battles start with a single reckless move, a shove, a threat, a line crossed. Picture this. 3 HO goons in tacky palas, puffed up like wannabe cops, cornering my wife Lena in our own driveway, thinking they can bully her into submission. One fatal mistake. They shoved her. And me? I'm just the quiet guy mowing the lawn, right? Wrong. I'm a 12-year combat veteran forged in the fires of Fallujah, and when it comes to my family, I don't play games. Those thugs were about to learn they picked the wrong wife, the wrong driveway, and the wrong damn veteran. By the time the dust settled, they were cuffed. Their HO empire was crumbling, and our neighborhood was free. Welcome to Karen Karma, where bullies and clipboard tyrants get served the justice they beg for. If this grabs you, smash that like button and drop your state or country in the comments. Let's see how far this story spreads. Subscribe and hit the bell for more epic takedowns at Karma for Karen. Buckle up. This is a wild ride through a showdown that'll leave you cheering. 3 years ago, Lena and I found our slice of peace. A cozy corner lot house with a double garage, neat hedges, and a backyard where Lena could finally dig her hands into the soil, planting roses and dreaming of quiet evenings. The neighborhood was perfect, quiet, respectful, the kind of place where folks waved but minded their own business. I'm not one to flaunt my past. 12 years in the infantry left me with scars, medals, and stories I keep locked away. Civilian life was about calm, mowing the lawn, fixing the porch swing, watching Lena's garden bloom. We wanted simple. The HOA started tame, monthly emails, friendly reminders about trash cans. But then Rick Thompson got elected president, a man with an ego bigger than his authority, strutting like he owned every blade of grass on the block. Overnight, the vibe shifted. New rules sprouted like weeds. Surprise inspections, fines for unapproved mailboxes. And worst of all, Rick's personal posse. 3 clowns in matching black palas, prowling like they were auditioning for a bad action flick. These weren't security guards. They were enforcers, snapping photos through fences, peeking into yards, even rifling through mailboxes. Harassment plain and simple. Lena and I kept our heads down, hoping they'd tire out. Until that morning changed everything. I was on a Zoom call, half listening to a work meeting, when shouts pierced the air. Not annoyed shouts, scared ones. I bolted to the porch, heart pounding, and froze. There was Lena backed against our car in the driveway, surrounded by Rick's 3 goons. Clipboard guy, a stocky dude with a permanent sneer, waved an HOA pamphlet in her face. Another all puffed up bravado loomed too close. The third scribbled on his clipboard like it was a court summons. They were ranting about her hanging flower baskets. Safety violation, they claimed. Lena, confused but firm, was asking questions. What rule? Show me the bylaw. They didn't like that. Clipboard guy barked, "You're uncooperative." And then, the moment that lit the fuse, he shoved her. Not hard, but enough to make her stumble, her shoulder hitting the car. I saw her eyes. Shock, hurt, a flash of fear. My phone hit the porch floor. I wasn't on Zoom anymore. I was back in the sandbox, every sense razor sharp, moving down those steps like I was clearing a hostile zone. "Sir, back away from the scene." Puffy chest shouted, trying to play cop. I didn't blink. "Scene, buddy? You just made one." Wrong wife, wrong driveway, wrong damn veteran. My voice was low, steady, but it carried the weight of 12 years of combat. I stepped into their circle, eyes locked on clipboard guy. "Step away from my wife, now." He chuckled, acting tough. "This is official ECFO Smith. She's non-compliant." Before he could finish, he gestured too close, and I caught his wrist midair, twisting just enough to make him drop the clipboard with a yelp. Puffy chest lunged, bellowing, "You just assaulted an HOA officer. Big mistake." My elbow snapped up, connecting clean with his chin. He dropped like a sack of hammers, sprawling in the gravel. Lena called my name, not fear, but a warning. The third guy was behind me, swinging a wild fist. I ducked, pivoted, and drove my knee into his ribs. He collapsed, gasping, airless. These weren't fighters, just neighborhood punks in costumes, outclassed and outmatched. Clipboard guy, still clutching his wrist, stumbled back, fumbling for his phone. "I'm calling the cops." I smiled, cold and calm. Good, I've been waiting for this. See, I wasn't just a lawn-mowing dad. I'd already filed 2 written complaints with the HOA police about these goons harassing neighbors, targeting women home alone, issuing fake fines, banging on doors. No one acted. Rick laughed it off at the last meeting, calling it overzealous enforcement. But I was ready. Lena, quick as ever, had flipped on our driveway camera that morning. Every shove, every threat, every swing caught in crystal clear 4K. The third guy, still wheezing, tried to crawl away. I stood over him, voice like steel. "You touched my wife. Stay down." Sirens wailed and a squad car screeched up. Out stepped Officer Yanowitz. We'd trained together back when she was a private, a lifetime ago. She took one look. Me standing tall, Lena shaken but composed, 3 goons groaning in the dirt. "Hey, soldier," she said, a knowing nod. "What happened here?" Lena handed over her phone, the footage queued up. Yanowitz watched. The shove, the pamphlet waving, my response, precise, controlled self-defense. She turned to clipboard guy, now barely standing. "So you assaulted a civilian on private property, then got folded like laundry by a combat vet. Want to press charges?" His face crumpled, fear replacing bravado. Rick Thompson's SUV roared up just as cuffs clicked onto his goons. He leaped out, barking, "This is HOA business." Yanowitz didn't flinch. "No, sir. This is a criminal investigation. Trespassing, assault, harassment, you're lucky it's not worse." I locked eyes with Rick. "Send men to touch my wife again, and I'm filing federal." Woo, talk about instant karma. If you're cheering for Lena and me right now, drop a like and comment. Ever had to stand up to a bully who crossed the line? What's your story? Share your state or country too. Let's see where this fight resonates. Keep watching, cause this HOA is about to implode. By sunset, the neighborhood was ablaze, not with fire, but with truth. Someone leaked the driveway footage to the local forum titled "HOA Thurs Assault Veteran's Wife, Get Wrecked." It went viral. Comments flooded in. "They find my porch light. Threatened my mom over her bird feeder." Turns out, Rick's enforcers had terrorized half the street. Fake fines, lawn invasions, even shaking down an elderly widow for unapproved curtains. The stories poured out, each one uglier than the last. Rick tried damage control, posting a weak apology. "We regret the misunderstanding." Too late, the tide had turned. The next morning, 2 goons got restraining orders slapped on them. The one who shoved Lena? Charged with assault, facing jail time. Lena and I filed a civil suit. Trespassing, harassment, assault, emotional distress. Not for cash. For the record, the truth etched in stone. Yanowitz submitted our footage to the day, backed by my detailed account, calm and factual. Rick called an emergency HOA meter, hoping to save face. I stayed home, but Lena marched in, Officer Yanowitz at her side, carrying a folder thick with neighbor testimonies. When Lena read one aloud, a single mom bullied for a stroller on her porch, the room erupted. Neighbors stood, shouted, demanded resignations. Rick folded, quitting on the spot. The board suspended operations, handing financials to a county auditor. Surprise! Dozens of enforcement fines had vanished into thin air, no receipts, just cash. Rick's empire? Poof. That night, Lena and I sat on the porch, her roses blooming under the moonlight, sipping tea. She smiled, her hands steady now. "You didn't even break a sweat, love." I chuckled. "I mow lawns now, but I'm still that guy when it's family." 2 days later, the rib-kick goon limped to our door with a handwritten apology. I took it, said nothing. Lena burned it in the fire pit, the flames licking the night sky. Peace returned, not just to our yard, but to the whole street. Neighbors waved again, unafraid. The HOA rebuilt from scratch with new rules banning enforcement squads. Lena's garden thrived, a quiet rebellion in every petal. That's how 3 thugs learned you don't mess with a veteran's family. Ever fought an HOA bully or stood your ground against a tyrant? Drop your story in the comments. What's the pettiest rule you faced? Like if you're Team Lena, share with anyone who's battled a wannabe dictator, and subscribe for more karma-fueled justice. Follow at Karma4Karen on all platforms. We're everywhere. Until next time, remember, cross the wrong family and karma hits harder than a combat vet's elbow. Peace out. Take care, lovely YT family. Less than 3 see you with new drama.